afternoon. How you doing?
Very good. How are you?
See you for a while.
Thank you.
Oh,
Afternoon, everyone. We'll start with Chris from Sky.
Thank you. Good
Hey,
afternoon,
Chris.
Steve.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Any early team news for us, Steve?
Nuno obviously Tavares came off at the Man City game, but fortunately it's not what we thought it might have been. It's not a serious injury, so that's good. So he's not far away. Apart from that, we're okay.
Danilo and Felipe, anything on them?
Yeah, so yeah, that's the same as what it was last week. So Danilo's just recovering from a sort of medium-term length injury. He is back on the grass, but he's nowhere near being with the team. But he's definitely making progress. And Felipe is an ongoing situation with his knee, so it's something that we're trying to manage carefully and trying to support him in the best way possible to give him the best chance of being back involved. But he missed last week. He flared up a little bit, and like I said, it's an ongoing daily management situation with him.
Brentford have had a more challenging start to the season this time around. Can you assess the challenge of them?
Well, I don't know about challenging start. We're on a similar amount of points, and we know how hard it is to pick up points. So I'm not too sure about that. What I do know is that as always against Brentford, it will be a very challenging game, and they test you in a number of ways. And that's something that we have to be ready for, but at the same time, looking forward to in terms of putting our stamp on the game as well, especially here at home. So, a lot of players that, have been at Brentford a while now, so they have that real connection as a team, and obviously that can be a good advantage for them. So we're fully aware of who they are and their strengths, and we'll always respect that. But at the same time, it's a game that we're looking forward to for our team, and one that we really want to commit to.
And any team missing a striker like Tony will struggle, but 3 defeats on the bounce for Brentford. Is this a decent time to play them?
Well, we're not looking at it like that. I think that we're focused on ourselves. I'm pretty sure. Well, I know that Ivan Toney didn't play against us in the game here last season. So listen, Premier League squads now are full of really good players, and that's what we're trying to become as well. So I'm not a big sort of looker into what is perceived as form and things like that. We plan for every team to be at their very best, and look at what their strengths are and areas where we feel that we can make a difference. And this is no different. So I've played Brentford personally as a coach quite a lot over the last few years, and it's always been a really challenging game a lot of time for the same reasons, and that's respect to them. So yeah, we know as tough as every Premier League game is, this will be no different, but at the same time we've got to focus on ourselves and take our game.
7 points from the opening 6 league games, and within that you've also played the champions of last season, the runners-up of last season, Chelsea and Manchester United. How do you reflect on that? A positive start?
Well, we're only looking forward. There's no doubt that group of games were there's some real challenges, events, in going to them places that you just mentioned. But at the same time, the home games that we've played there have both been tight games, and ones that we've had to work hard to get the points that we did from them. So we just take every game as it comes, and like I said, try and get what we can out of it for sure, out of the games that we've played so far. Regardless of what the perception is, how hard them games were or were going to be, we've taken positives from them, but we've also taken a lot of learning from them as well, and things that we haven't done well. And I think that's always the process that we try and follow, and to put that together and be better for the next game. So that's the cycle of playing from game to game, and the process that, as I said, we use. And at this present time, we're well into the preparation for Brentford, and hopefully by the time Sunday comes, we'll be good to go.
Steve, you used the word learning. Obviously, this is a very positive start compared to what was a bit of a challenging start last year. What sort of lessons have you learned from last year? You put them into place. I know it's an early time of the season, but you've already got the 6-point gap between yourselves and the bottom 3. It's a positive fact.
Yeah, I think we're careful to compare to last season because things were very, very different in terms of the context of the, they get promoted and all, sign a lot of players and things like that. So it's hard to compare. But at the same time, having that first year back in the Premier League, you do have to quickly recognise the demands of the league, and it does demand of you in every way, shape or form. And I think that's where the learning is to just have a little bit of better real life experience of what it takes to do well in a Premier League game, and the preparation and the reviewing that goes into each game. So looking at the team now and looking at the team 12 months ago is not something that we really do. But having had last season, there is a lot of experiences that we went through that can help us going forward. But they're only good experiences if you use them to improve and get better, and that's what we're trying to do.
Steve, final one for me, if I can. Over the last week, you celebrated second anniversary here at Nottingham Forest. An incredibly eventful period, overwhelmingly successful. How do you reflect on it?
Well, I answered them questions last week, really, and I didn't think about it too much then, and I'm certainly not thinking about it too much now. It's probably this time last week I was thinking about going to the Etihad and facing Man City, and at the same time I'm thinking about Brentford now. If there's one feeling more than anything over the last 2 years, it's one of gratitude, really, of just being involved in this football club and the greater good of it, and with that you're in a position of responsibility, and you just want to do the best that you can do. And like I said last week, I'm only looking forward, we're only looking forward, and we want to move forward hopefully in a progressive way, and a lot of hard work to do that, and every day is an honour to be here, but I also understand the responsibility of my role, and that's to day to day to prepare the team and to try and to work hard and give the players the best that myself and the coaching staff and the support staff can provide, and hoping that it gives us a chance to to win games and maybe get on an upward curve. And
realistically, it couldn't have gone much better.
It can always go better. It can always go better. Some of the ups and downs of last season, but listen, like I said, regardless of results, it's a special football club. Everyone knows that, and to be part of it in whatever role is a real honour, and I recognise that from day one. But we're just working hard to move the club forward, and that for me will always be the most important thing. Thanks, Chris. Thanks.
Steve, hiya. Nice to see you again.
You all right?
Yeah, fine. So Brentford, I know you just talked about them. I've got to cover a little bit of ground again. 3 defeats, the old phrase wounded animal, always something to be aware of. Do you think they are perhaps in a sense more dangerous, given that they have just come off the back of 3
Honestly, it's not
defeats?
something I'm thinking about. We're only thinking about ourselves and what we can do. Listen, we had spells, where, and I have as a manager, where you can lose a couple of games and then play really well the next game. So I'm honestly not thinking about that. I know enough about Brentford over the years of playing against them to know what they can do as a team, and I'm probably more thinking about that if I am thinking about Brentford than what you're saying. So we'll always have total respect for an opponent, and you have to in a Premier League game, because every club and team has players that can really make a difference, and Brentford are absolutely one of them teams, So we'll be preparing for them to be who they are at the best, while, more focused on what we do, to make the game look like we want it to look. And that's going to be hard, like all of these games are. But honestly, that's where our thinking is.
There was so much talk built up around your away, your lack of away victories last year. The fact you've got one under your belt so quickly. It felt last year there was an awful lot of pressure on results and performances at home. Has that just helped ease that a little? I guess you always want to have a great home record.
Yeah, again, I really understand this question because of the way that the form and the results went last year. But we honestly take it game by game, and away games, we know about the results there. But we always went into a game wanting to give our best, thinking that if we did certain things, we could get the right result. And at home is no difference, of course. You know, the atmosphere at the City Ground and the support that the team and myself and the staff get is very beneficial. There's no doubt about that, and it's really authentic, and you know, it's something that's been built up over a real history. You know, it's not new, and of course it's benefited the team, but we don't take that for granted. We know that, you know, the most important thing that we've got to do is focus on what we're in control of, and that is playing the game as we want to play it, and committing to a game plan, and you know, and using our values and our beliefs and our way of playing to full effect. And like I said, that's always not easy because of the opponent and what it takes to do well. So so honestly, we're very clear about how we want to play. We're very clear about what we think it takes to do well in a game. Doing it is another thing, home or away, but we've just got to go into games committing to as best we can, and if we get it right, we will give ourselves the best chance. But that's only an if. We've got to make sure we commit to as best we can.
You're a year into life as a Premier League coach.
Do you think about 6?
Yeah, well, every week is a pressure, isn't it? Do you think you're a better coach than you were a year ago?
Yeah, but you could ask me that my 5th season, and if you'd ask me after my 1st season and my 2nd season. Yeah, because like I just think, like, you know, every training session, every meeting, every game that you play, there's always something to take from it, and you know, that's what learning and experience is just about improving. And you know, I'm equally keen to use the negative moments and the bad times as much as the positive ones to learn, because you know, I believe that they can be the most beneficial at times, and we're not embracing or encouraging, you know, bad moments, but we know that happens, especially as a football team and especially as a football coach. So yeah, for sure, we're learning all the time, and trying to use that learning to improve, and if we can do that, we give ourselves a chance of improving, and you know, that's an exciting challenge, and you know, one that we're enjoying.
And last year you did, it was much talked about again, you mentioned it yourself, you brought so many players in. It was a tough job to mould that group together. You've had a smaller, more focused perhaps job this time. How far away do you feel that this group, as it now stands, are to really click in?
So like, and that's what I mentioned about Brentford, and lots of other clubs will have real continuity in the relationships in their team, and I think that's a really good thing, and it's something that over time we'd like to become as well, but we haven't really got that now. You're right, we're not quite at the start of being brand new, if you like. We're a bit further down the line, but at the same time we still have got a lot of new players that have come this summer, and even at the end of the transfer window, and you know, all of them players are at different stages of being integrated into our team, our club. So there's still that transition that we're going through and becoming the team that we hope to be over time. But while you're becoming that, you know, you need to win enough games and pick up enough points. And I've said quite openly, you know, we can't just throw all of these new players in and expect to become a free-flowing, better team. It doesn't work like that. It takes time with training, with you know, the analysis, with the education program you do around performance now, as well as playing games. You know, players playing in the Premier League for the first time, regardless of what they've done previously, takes time to get up to speed. Some it takes longer than others, and that's fine. It could be young players, older players, you know, everybody's different. So we are really back into now that process, you know, of trying to integrate new players, and hopefully committing to that and finding, you know, the right path and the right way, and really becoming a stronger team. But I say that, but I also say straight away that that's easier said than done, and there's no guarantees, and a lot of hard work needs to happen for us to really become a free-flowing, sort of connected team with and without the ball. But we're going to give it a good go.
Well done. Thank you.
You too. Thanks.
Any questions from the back of the room? John, Jake?
Oh.
Pass the mic back to Jake. Of course. Thank you.
Hi
Okay.
Steve, how are you?
Yeah, you?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Thank you.
I remember the last time we spoke, you mentioned about getting a squad and you wanted to play more the way that you want to play and the way that you see the game. How as a coach, how do you do that while still getting the best out of your team and getting the results?
Well, I just think like in the previous question, it's always an ambition to play into an identity in a real way, and I'm not sure if you ever really get there because you've always got to strive for more. So I just think it's like I said before, I just think it's really sort of living in the moment, understanding where you might be at with a team, with a certain player, with maybe even an area on the pitch, and trying to get it right for the day and the next game, making sure that you're competitive in terms of getting the right results, but doing it in a way that can build an identity over the course of time. And we're very much in that process now. So yeah, we're enjoying it. We're not looking too far ahead, no further than tomorrow really, and then the match day against Brentford, and hoping to be consistent in our work and, like I said, build away and keep trying to be a better team than what we are now.
And you mentioned there about it being step by step, game by game, and you don't look too far ahead into the future. But how much do you start to enjoy that coming together, or seeing those shoots of the way that you want to develop that?
Again, I don't think we're there yet. I hope one day I can answer that question and say that that's the case, but I don't think that's something to answer now. It's you can have a way with the ball, you can have a way without the ball, but you've also got to make sure the work ethic is right, the togetherness in the group are right, the spirit, the motivation. There's loads of things that have to come together to be a high performing team. So yeah, we're analysing and planning all areas of our game, and doing it in a way we believe in, and like I said, if we stay consistent to that and the plan's a good one, then it gives ourselves the best chance of improving. But again, a lot of hard work.
Indeed. And just finally, I'm just interested to get your general thoughts on the standard of the Premier League season, how it compares to last season in terms of the competitiveness and team.
Yeah, it's never easy, that's for sure. Every minute of every game, you have to be on 110% of your game. At the moment you drop it for a split second is the moment you can get punished. And whether that was last week at the start against City away or other games, here it's you have to be sort of bang on from the first minute to the 100th nowadays or whatever it may be. So it's just demanding in every way, shape or form, but it's one that we're really proud and pleased and we want to be in, doing our very best to succeed.
Brilliant. Best luck for Sunday. Thanks.
You too, mate. Thank you.
Just a quick one, Steve. The game last year with Brentford, obviously before the game, the groundsman got involved with the Brentford goalkeeping coach. Do things like that, the bit of needle, bit of bite, do they carry over, or is that completely
Not
forgotten
with us.
now?
No, not with us. Not even thought about it, to be honest.